and welcome to the Ina Show. Today I'm going to talk about finding the you in life. Sometimes we as women get lost in life. We lose ourselves. We lose our identity. We get lost in marriage, raising children, careers, helping others. We get lost. And we're lost because we always put ourselves last. But do you realize that putting yourself last is not the best thing for you to do as a female? You need to put yourself in your proper place. And what is your proper place when you're married or raising children? Well, let me give you an example. Out of the many places that I have traveled, flying, when I'm on the plane, before we take off or while we are taking off, the stewardess is presenting to us the procedures of what to do in case of an emergency on the plane. Now, do you realize every time, and it doesn't fail 100% of the time, they say when the air pressure cabinet changes or any emergency that arises on the plane that the oxygen mask will drop from the ceiling. And you know what they tell us to do? They say, put the mask on yourself first and then put it on your loved one or help the person next to you. Do you know why? Because if you cannot help yourself first, then how is it that you'll be able to help someone else? And that's what it is about life. That's how it is with life. You have to be able to help yourself first before you can help someone else. You have to be able to have the energy. You need to have the vitality, the health, all those things in order to be able to facilitate helping someone else. You need to be able to have the energy and the vitality in life to take care of your children. What if you're sick all the time? When you're sick all the time, guess who doesn't get the appropriate attention? Your mate doesn't get the appropriate attention. Your children, if you have children, you lose time on your job. Why? Because you put all of those things before you, and then you were at the bottom of the barrel. You never took time out for yourself to rest, to take a break. You never took time to nourish yourself appropriately. And so when we live like that, we burn both ends of the candle, and before you know it, that candle goes out. And thus, your energy and your lifeline goes out. And so, how do we change that? Well, first of all, you're going to have to literally write down on a piece of paper everything that goes on in your life. And as you write, put the children on there, put your spouse on there, put your career, all the top things that you have put above yourself. Your family, your parents, whoever they are, that you have put above yourself. And then put everything in appropriate order first, starting with you. Now, of course, I'm going to get emails that says, okay, what about God? Well, God is always at the top of the list. He should be there always at the beginning. Your relationship with God should always be first. But we're talking about you and other people, the people that you have relations with. And so, your spouse, yes, you put yourself above your spouse. Your children, you put yourself above your children. And how do you do that? Well, you take time, whether it's to rest, give yourself the appropriate rest. I love to take baths. I'm going to say it over and over again. Baths are so soothing. They de-stress your life in such a wonderful way. So I always suggest taking long, hot baths. Another thing, exercise. Take care of yourself. Eat right. I'm going to tell you a story that a friend of mine had shared with me. And she had told me about there were times when she was cooking dinner and she would feed everybody. They all come to the table. Everybody would be eating, and she's still up there preparing food and making sure everyone has theirs first. And sometimes there was, people, your children come back for seconds, and sometimes your husband too. But sometimes there wasn't anything left for her after she took care of all of them. And then by then she probably was so tired, forget it. I don't even want to cook myself something healthy like I did with them. I'll just take this or grab this bun or whatever. But her telling me that story and the experience that she had gone through, you realize we oftentimes make sacrifices for our family and our children and anyone else that puts us at the bottom of the barrel. And then later on, when we really need to be at our best, we're not, because we hadn't taken care of ourselves. And we made sacrifices. And, we made sacrifices in our health. We made sacrifices in our time. And so you don't have time for yourself. But you know what? Changing a few things in your life will get you back on track. Take time for yourself first. Take time to regroup first. I've often had to tell my kids, listen, just give me a chance to wind down, breathe, get myself refreshed, and I won't forget about you. I'll come back and we'll talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about, but I need to take care of myself right now because I'm too stressed out. I'm not going to be any good to you. As a matter of fact, it will be a frustrating experience. That's how you know when you haven't taken enough time for yourself, or you put yourself at the bottom of the barrel, because you are having frustrating experiences with those that you love. And so, we love all of our family members and friends. We do. We love them very much. There were times where I was spending hours on the phone with my friends and encouraging them and praying with them and all those things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what? Sometimes my barrel was empty. And I didn't turn off the phones, or I didn't cut the time short, or whatever it was, to take care of myself, to facilitate needs that I had within me. And, and then when I needed to be refreshed, it wasn't there because I just didn't have the energy to even facilitate my own personal needs. And so I had to learn that, okay, you're done talking with them, and you're done helping them with their circumstances and their situation. Now it's time for you to do something special for yourself, facilitate you. Okay, what are you going to do today, Ina, that's going to bring some joy, some happiness, and facilitate your life? Okay, what are you going to do? And that's how I begin to change a few things. And that's how I begin to reorder things in my life. My husband will tell you, I'll even take a long drive by myself. I will say, you know what? I'm going out, and I really don't want to go out with anyone but me. I'm going to date me today. Now that dating me could mean I'm going to go to the store shopping, or I'm going to just piddle, or I'm going to just be me. Even if I go to a show by myself, I don't mind. I don't mind. It's actually very refreshing. And so I encourage you, ladies, get yourself from off the bottom of the barrel. You don't deserve to be there. And it's not even about deserving to be there. I mean, I understand we have children and we have spouses, and everybody was pulling on us here and there. But you know what? It's okay to say, not today, or I need some time, or give me a break here for a moment. Let me get myself together. It's okay to say all of those things. And I'll get back with you. It's all right. We all understand. Because in reality, we all live that same type of life. Even men, when they want to get away, they know how to get away. They'll get away, or get lost in things that they want to do, or things they like to do, or they'll leave and go somewhere and hang out with their buddies. How many times have you just gone out and said, you know what, I'm just going to hang out with a few friends, or whatever it is? Well, I hope you enjoyed this short session, and yes, they are short, but you can all, if you want me to visit one of your conferences and share in more detail, I'm more open to that. You can reach me at www.theinashow, and just click on the contact me icon if you have questions, or would just like to leave me a message and tell me how the show is encouraging to you. Until then, you have a phenomenal day. And you know what? You are a phenomenal woman.